When letting go doesn't feel like relief, people often talk about letting go like it's supposed to feel freeing. Like the moment you release something, everything gets lighter, but that's rarely how it starts. At first, letting go feels wrong, unfinished, unresolved, almost irresponsible, because holding on has become familiar. You've learned how to carry it, how to justify it, how to explain why it still matters. And when you consider letting go, your mind rushes to fill the silence. What if I'm giving up too soon? What if things were about to change? What if this is something I'll regret? So you stay, not because it still feels right, but because leaving feels uncertain, and uncertainty feels heavier than pain you already understand. What makes this stage confusing is that nothing has clearly ended yet. There's no final argument, no obvious breaking point, no dramatic goodbye, just a quiet sense that staying no longer feels honest. You still care, you still remember why it mattered, but caring now feels heavy instead of meaningful, and that's hard to accept because we're taught that effort should always be rewarded, that if you hold on long enough, something will eventually shift. Letting go at this stage feels like interrupting the story before it finishes, but sometimes the story hasn't ended, it's just stopped moving, and recognizing that isn't failure, it's awareness finally catching up to reality. Why we hold on longer than we should. Most people don't hold on because they enjoy suffering. They hold on because of what it once meant, because of shared history, because of memories that still feel warm, because of who they were when it still felt alive. Letting go isn't just about releasing something external. It's about releasing a version of yourself that existed inside it, and that can feel like loss. You don't just grieve the relationship, the job, the dream. You grieve who you were when it made sense. That's why letting go takes time. You're not being weak. You're integrating change. Holding on also protects you from uncomfortable questions. Who will I be without this? What happens when I stop trying? What if I realize I waited too long? Letting go forces identity to shift. And identity shifts are unsettling because you're not just releasing attachment, you're releasing certainty. Staying, even when it hurts, keeps life predictable. You know the pain, you know the routine, you know what to expect. Letting go introduces space, and space invites the unknown. That's why many people stay longer than they should, not out of love, but out of fear of who they'll become once they stop holding on. Maturity slowly reveals something else. Staying without growth isn't loyalty, it's avoidance. The moment you realize you've already let go inside, there's a quiet moment that happens before actual letting go. It's when you realize you're no longer fully there. You still show up, you still participate, you still say the right things, but your energy has shifted. You stop imagining a future around it, you stop feeling curious, you stop investing emotionally. You're present, but not engaged, and that's not a failure. It's information. It means something inside you has already released its grip. Your mind just hasn't caught up yet. This internal letting go often shows up quietly. You stop defending the situation to others. You stop justifying it to yourself. Your body relaxes when you imagine distance. Your chest feels lighter when you imagine not carrying it anymore. And that reaction matters because the body often understands before the mind allows itself to. This is often when guilt appears. You wonder if you're becoming cold, detached, selfish. But what's actually happening is alignment. You're no longer forcing yourself to believe something your intuition has already processed. Letting go doesn't always start with a decision. Sometimes it starts with a quiet withdrawal of hope, and that's not giving up. That's honesty. Learning to let go without bitterness. One of the fears around letting go is what it might turn you into. People worry that if they release something, they'll become resentful, hardened, closed off. But letting go doesn't require anger. It requires clarity. You can let go without rewriting the past, without villainizing anyone, without pretending it never mattered. You can acknowledge that something was real and still no longer right. Letting go with clarity also means releasing the need to be validated for your choice. You may not be understood. Others might say you gave up too easily, that you didn't try hard enough, but they weren't carrying the weight. They didn't feel the stagnation, the emotional repetition, the quiet exhaustion. Maturity is knowing you don't need consensus to make an honest decision. Letting go without bitterness requires compassion, not just for others, but for yourself, for the version of you who stayed as long as they did because they hoped something would change. And in that compassion, peace slowly becomes possible, not because everything worked out, but because you stopped fighting reality. What life feels like after you let go. After letting go, life doesn't immediately become easier. It becomes quieter. There's space where something used to be. At first, that space feels unfamiliar, almost empty, but slowly it starts to feel honest. You notice your energy returning, your attention becoming available again, your body relaxing in ways it hadn't in a while. You're no longer negotiating with yourself. You're no longer trying to make something work that requires constant effort just to survive. After letting go, you begin to notice small shifts. You wake up with more mental space. You breathe more fully. You respond instead of react. You're not constantly checking in with something that no longer exists. And slowly, your energy returns to you. Not all at once, not dramatically, but steadily. You begin to trust that releasing what drained you was an act of self-respect, not selfishness. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop caring what no longer carries you back. The quiet truth about letting go is that it doesn't close your heart. It clears it. So something else, something aligned, has room to arrive. If you stayed until the end, thank you. Letting go is rarely encouraged because it looks like loss from the outside, but inside, it often feels like relief, delayed. This channel exists to sit with those quieter transitions. If this reflection resonated with you, you're welcome to stay for the next one. And whether you do or not, I hope you give yourself permission to release what no longer grows with you. I wish you and your family clarity, steadiness, and the courage to let go without losing yourself.